down, we'll get started. All right, come to a comfortable seat. And as you find a comfortable seat, as per usual, take the time to shift and move a little bit. Find what really is comfortable. Oftentimes we sit habitually, right? And so our yoga practice is our chance to do a little self-study, to tune into what is habitual, what can shift. And so sometimes we don't know we could shift something until we try shifting it. So if you're not used to sitting up on something, give it a try. Just sense and see if sitting a little bit differently might feel better in the body, right? That's what our yoga practice gets to help us with. What can I do differently? So now, as you let yourself settle into your seat, feel free to add props. Feel free to sit differently than me. You can always sit with your feet out in front of you instead, or sit in a chair. But then lift up through your sides, draw your shoulders up and back, and lengthen the back of your neck. And as you let your eyes close, start to give yourself permission to tune into being here in this moment, in this space, present. And take a couple big breaths in and out of your nose, starting to utilize that regulating aspect of your breath. Your inhales and your exhales in and out of the nose help to regulate your temperature, help to regulate your nervous system. Utilize your breath to sense, to check in and notice. As you let yourself be here in your body, present, also take the time to be aware of what's around you. Whether it's the air on your skin, maybe some noises from birds, or maybe you hear traffic. Giving yourself permission to be calm with whatever's there for distraction. Hands come together at heart center, and as you gently press your palms together, lift up and back with shoulders. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, bow towards your heart. And as you softly open your eyes and release your hands down, keep your gaze down for a moment, and we'll do just that little bit of neck movement. Shake your head no toward the ground. Lift your gaze and shake your head no. Lift your gaze again so your chin is tilted up, and take some half circles with your chin up and over to one shoulder and then the other. Then back into center. Turn your head over to the right side and nod your head to the right. And turn your head to the left side and nod. Then back into center. Now switch the cross of your legs, coming to maybe the less comfortable cross for yourself. And shift your sitting bones. And now press down gently into your legs with your hands and lift up through your sides. And then as you exhale, take a gentle twist over to the left side. So your right shoulder is coming forward, left shoulder is moving back. Lengthen your sides. Put both shoulder blades onto your back. Take another big, deep breath. Inhale, come back into center, and exhale, take that twist over to the right side. Long sides, shoulder blades engage. Engage your low ribs to help you twist maybe a tiny bit more. Inhale, come back into center. Exhale, take that twist again over to the left side. This time, if you'd like to take your right hand across to your left knee or thigh, you're welcome to. Press fingertips down behind you and lift up through your sides. Put shoulder blades on your back. Exhale, low ribs draw in to help you twist. Inhale, come back into center. And exhale, take that twist over to the right side. Long sides, shoulder blades engage, low ribs help the twist. Inhale, back into center. And now exhale, press your spine back into your cat-like pose. Chin draws in. Take a couple big breaths, filling into that space in between your shoulder blades. Inhale, sit tall and start to draw your belly and your heart forward, coming into that cow-like pose. Shoulder blades engage onto your back. You're expanding into your front body. Take a deep breath. Then inhale, sit tall, shift forward onto your hands and your knees. And from hands and knees, settle the hips back towards your heels as deeply into a child's pose as your body is ready for. And then take a moment to shift and move here. As you shift and move, allow yourself to find a little more space, maybe inching your fingertips further forward. And then find where your head can settle. Might be on a prop, might be on the ground. You can always stack your fists underneath your head here. Take a couple big breaths. And now walk your hands over to the right side. And if you want to, you can stack your left hand on top. Take a big breath and think of energetically moving your left hip back. And then walk your hands over to the left side. And again, you can always stack the right hand on top if you want. And move your right hip back, full breath. Inhale back into center and rise up to hands and knees. And from this place, rotate elbow pits forward and push, expanding into the upper back. Tuck your toes under and lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog pose. And take a moment here to pedal out, bending one knee at a time slowly, letting the backs of your legs get a little bit of stretch through both the calves and through the hamstrings. And then as you come back into center with your legs, keep a little bend, and then send sitting bones up. Take one more deep breath and push from lats out through your hands. Then walk your way forward, coming into your forward fold at the front of your mat. You might have blocks here for your hands. Take an inhale and lengthen part way, extend your heart, send your sitting bones up. Exhale and fold over your legs. Inhale and lengthen hands above your knees. Even press of toes and heels into the ground. Keep sending your sitting bones up. Engage low glutes and low belly. Then walk your hands up your legs to rise all the way up to stand. And now from this place, look down at your feet and make sure you have feet inner hip bone distance apart and parallel. So instead of outer hips, stack ankles underneath your inner hip bones. It's what they're designed for. So lift and spread your toes again and then root down. And as you root down, feel that even weight on both feet. Inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, hands come through heart center, knees bend, hinge at the hips and fold. Inhale, lengthen part way, long spine. Exhale and fold. One more time, walk hands up to your thighs, and with a bend to your knees, you're sending sitting bones up, extending your heart. Engage the low part of your core and your low glutes. Then walk your way up your legs, coming all the way up to stand. And now turn your palms open, expanding through the chest, lengthen the back of your neck. Take a deep breath. Inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center, knees bend, hinge at the hips, and fold. Then planting fingertips, stepping your right foot back into your lunge. Center with your hips and extend your heart forward. Take a full breath. And now, hands up high on a prop here, and it might be a chair or a stool you use, or it's blocks. Work your front leg towards straight. As you come towards straight, wrap your left hip back and push your left big toe mound down. Big, full, deep breath, and just remember this is the first hamstring stretch, really deep one anyway, of the day. So, as you send your sitting bones up and wrap your hip back, maybe you keep a bigger bend in your knee to be a little bit more gentle with yourself. Full breath. Inhale, bend into your front knee and step forward. Exhale, left foot steps back into your lunge. Center with your hips and extend your heart forward. Big, full, deep breath. And then work your front leg towards straight. And again, high up on props here. If that's something you have nearby, you can always, again, use a stack of books, a chair. Push down with your big toe mound and wrap your right hip back. Send sitting bones up and extend your heart forward. So long spine instead of rounding in. So we're taking that low back round out. Inhale, bend into your front knee and step forward. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen part way. And exhale, fold. And now hands to your hips. Press back on your hips, lift up and open through your shoulders first, and then rise. And as you rise up to stand, we're going to take a little balance. So if you want to stand near something like a wall or a chair, you're welcome to. We're going to do a little bit more hamstring stretch. So balancing on your left foot, make sure you have an even weight of pressure on the front and the back of your foot. And then lift your right leg up into your hands. So clasping underneath your thigh here, if that's a little bit tricky, then maybe you're using a towel or a yoga strap to hold on underneath your thigh. But we're gonna press hamstrings down and extend our leg. And then bring our heel back in, press hamstrings down and extend our leg. We're gonna do this a couple times. So exhale to extend, inhale to draw your heel back in. Keep pressing hamstrings down as you extend. Yeah, good. One more time here. And then releasing your foot down, feel both feet on the ground. Even weight on both feet, so fronts and backs of your feet both. Turn your palms open, expanding open through the heart space. Now take ear to shoulder a couple times, checking in through the shoulders and the neck. And now balancing onto the right foot. And as you pick your left leg up, notice the weight. Put even weight on the front and back of your foot. Now clasping underneath your left thigh, press hamstrings into hands and push your heel forward. Maybe fall over, that's okay too. But press in and extend, press in and extend. A few times, remembering exhale to push your heel out, inhale, draw your heel back in. One more. And then set both feet down, feeling the weight of both feet on the ground. Again, even balance of your feet. Turn palms open and expand through the front of your chest. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, hands through heart center to fold. Inhale, lengthen part way. Exhale and fold. Plant fingertips, step right foot back into your lunge. Turn and plant your right heel so your foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Front foot is aimed straight ahead, and then inhale, rise up to your warrior two, getting a little bit more of that hip opening action. Knee is opening on the front leg so that it's aimed towards your pinky toe edge. Lift up through your ribs, lift up through your chest, and then engage, low belly, low ribs. Full deep breath. Then hands come to your hips, and now push down into the big toe mound to work your front leg towards straight. Always a micro bend, never locking the knee joint. Now turn your knee open toward the pinky toe edge again. Shift your hips back so you're creating a hip crease in that front leg and extend your heart forward. From this place, you can put your hand or your elbow on your thigh. You can take a block underneath your hand on the inside or the outside of your leg. Your choice here. So now, as you turn your belly and your heart open to the right, turn your knee open to the left. Yeah, wrap the glute. Keep pushing with your big toe mound. Take a big breath. Maybe you're stretching top arm to the sky. Top hand back to your hip, bend into your front knee. And this time, tuck your back toes and step back. Downward facing dog pose. Take a full, big, deep breath. And if down dog is a bit much this morning, feel free to take it down to the knees. Rotate elbow pits forward and push. Full breath. Inhale, come forward into your plank. Feel free to use knees on the ground here if you'd like. Stay rotating forward with your elbow pits and pushing, expanding into the upper back. Lengthen your front. Then bend elbows and lower down. Inhale, curl up and open through your shoulders, taking as high a cobra as you need. Big thing is to make sure that we're not squishing our neck and our shoulders. So broad through the tops of our shoulders. Collarbones are expanding. One more big breath. Exhale, downward facing dog or hands and knees, your choice. Take a deep breath. And then work your way toward the front of your mat, taking as many steps as you need. Use blocks to help you if you would like. Take an inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold over your legs. Plant fingertips, step left foot back into your lunge. Try to plant your back foot so that your foot is parallel to the back of your mat. And inhale, rise up to your warrior two, opening up through that front knee, settling into a stacked place for your front shin, straight up and down. Lift ribs, lift your heart, and then engage through the low belly and the low ribs. Take a big breath. And now hands to your hips. Push down through your big toe mound as you work your right leg towards straight. Turn open with your knee toward the pinky toe edge. Then shift your hips back, creating that hip crease. And then as you work your way into your variation of triangle pose on this side, remember that we're not symmetrical, so maybe you shift to a different place for your hand than it was on the other side. Keep opening with your knee, even as you turn your belly and your heart to the left. Maybe stretch, top arm to the sky. Big breath. On your exhale, bend into your front knee, both hands down to the front of your mat. Settle back onto hands and knees and then into a child's pose. And take a moment to feel. Check out whatever is present in your body right now. And now as you inhale and rise up to hands and knees, we're going to take a little bit of a twist here. We're going to extend our legs. So reach your right leg out to the right side. Move props so you can see toes aimed forward. And if it feels good in your body to set your whole foot down, you can. But otherwise, keep a good flex. We're trying to keep our ankles safe here. So now our left arm is passing through to the right side, reaching toward your foot. You might come down onto a prop here with your shoulder or your head, or come all the way down to your shoulder, whichever feels the best. Right fingertips help you. Pushing down, maybe you create a little more space to be able to inch further underneath. Maybe you don't. You might take a hold of your leg here with your left hand, or keep your hand on the ground. Full big deep breath in this twist, recognizing whatever is showing up in your body. And then bring your torso back to center first. And then bring your right knee back to the ground. And now extend left leg out to the left side. And again, make your ankles strong. So it might mean just flexing your foot here, being on the big toe mound side, or set your whole foot down if that feels okay on your ankle. Your choice. Now, reaching right arm underneath through toward your foot. Doesn't mean it has to come to your foot, but just toward your foot. And then your left fingertips can help you push them down, maybe inch a little further underneath. You're welcome to take your leg if you want. Full big breath. One more deep breath. And then gently bring your torso bent back to center first. And the knees all the way back down. And now shift to sitting with your hips on the ground, legs out in front of you. And from this place, shift your sitting bones, move them back and broad. Press down with your heels so you have a little lift through your knees. Press down with fingertips and lift your chest. Then as you exhale, walk your hands toward your feet or to your feet to find that variation of forward fold where you feel the longest through your spine. Especially think of tilting forward with your belly. If tilting forward with your belly is not what's happening in your body right now, it's okay. Just walk your feet in a little bit closer and see if that helps. So you can experiment a little bit to see. Take a big, full, deep breath. And now inhale, rise all the way back up. And we're going to take our foot grips to the ground and then lay all the way down onto our backs. And from your back, knees drawing into your chest, just take a couple of breaths rocking side to side here, letting your low back get a little bit of length. And now knees open wide, aim your feet up toward the ceiling, and then hold on first around the back sides of your thighs. And from this place, as you're pulling your thighs a little bit toward you, you're tilting your pelvis so that your sitting bones are moving down. Keep that tilt of your pelvis and then work your hands up as high as your body needs. Sometimes when you reach all the way for your feet in happy baby pose, your pelvis sitting bones tilt up. So in order to keep that healthy position of the pelvis, come down with your hands to that place where you can tilt your pelvis the other way, sitting bones down. Full big deep breath. And then if you want to, you can rock side to side. And if you want to add to that, then as you rock to the right, you can extend your right leg out long and straight. And as you rock to the left leg out long and straight, getting a little bit more of that hamstring stretch. Couple more times here, rocking side to side. Then back into center, set footprints on the ground. And walk your feet in toward your sitting bones. Your knees get to be stacked. Shins straight up and down. And then press your elbows into the ground. Inch your shoulder blades gently underneath you. And then with your elbows pressing down and with your feet pressing down, inhale, lift your hips up into a bridge pose. From this place, you can inch your shoulder blades a little closer if you want. Push with your feet and imagine reaching straight ahead through your knees, straight ahead through your thighs. Hug in like you're hugging onto a block here so your knees aren't slaying out. Take another big breath. And then exhale, hips all the way back down. You can pull knees in and rock side to side, or you can take some windshield wipers here. And now as you come back to center, feel free to grab a pillow or bolster or whatever you have for props to set your legs up on. And even more so if you have any tension through the low back, you might take blocks underneath your pillow or bolster and set your legs up a little bit higher. Sometimes that feels lovely on the low back. So you decide what fits the best for you to come to a resting pose. And then start to settle in, giving your body permission to release and let go of any work it's doing. Giving your body and your mind a chance to digest the work you've done. Begin to take deeper breaths. And gently add movement into fingers and into toes. And as you're ready to bend your knees and roll over to your side. And slowly press yourself back up to your seat. Connect hands together at heart center, eyes closed. Take another moment to let yourself be present with what's there for you. Have a very peaceful and beautiful day. Namaste. Thanks, everybody.